Hey guys, it's that time once again. As promised, it is Pen Mail Day. What I'm sharing with you today is something I got from the folks at Pen Gear Global, and I will give you a link to their website, or at least their online selling presence, down at the bottom of the screen in the description of the video, okay? So you can look for a web link there, and that'll take you to the rest of what they have. And I've purchased from these folks before. I showed you one of the pens that I got from them earlier. And here is one that I had been wanting for a while as to the brand. I've watched a lot of pens over the past several years from DuPont. You know, their pens have been really sweet, really nice. They've come highly recommended, and they have a reputation for quality. And so I've been wanting to pick up a DuPont for a while, and you know, they're often more expensive than I'm willing to pay. Then again, you know, some of the pens I've gotten over the past little while have been a little more on the pricey side as well. So when I saw a good deal on what hopefully was a quality pen, I figured I would go ahead and get it. So, St. DuPont, French-made pen, or at least, you know, the company is branded out of Paris. And this is it. This is the Classique model. Classique. And quite honestly, this reminds me of probably a nicer version of some of the smaller Waterman pens that I've got. And because it's a thin pen and it sits in this nice little thing, it's a little hard to get out of that right there. But you can see it comes with a fairly nice box. This is kind of a vintage pen. Now, vintage not necessarily like from the first half of the 20th century, but the second half of the 20th century. And I can tell you here in just a moment from whence this pen came, or at least the day and the manufacturer. So, look, it comes with a little card right here, and this looks like it was purchased in Frankfurt, and you can see right here that it was sold on December the 20th of 1992. So I've got that much information right there, and there we go, a guarantee card or a warranty card. And it does come with a little booklet on the pen. So, you know, summary in French, German, Italian, Japanese, I think, Spanish, English, and I'm assuming Arabic. And it did come with a little box of small ink cartridges. I haven't even bothered looking at that yet, though, because it came with a converter with it from Pen Gear Global. Now, the interesting thing is that this particular pen takes Lamy cartridges, or converters rather, and there was a Lamy converter in there. What I like about it is it actually, you know, it's got kind of the spiral grooved, almost like a rifling on the outside of the pen. And I know it kind of picks it up kind of funny on video here. But it is a nice, ooh, shiny kind of pen. And so it's got the St. DuPont logo right there, in Paris, right there on the band. And it's got that square clip, so you can see at the top, that clip is raised just a little bit on the top of the cap. It comes down with a perfect right angle right there. So it says made in France right there on the clip. So let's go ahead and open it up. I'm going to post it. It is a slender pen. You know, I'm not a huge fan of slender pens. I do like them a little girthier, a little chunkier, but I do like a good quality pen. And this is what the nib looks like. It's almost a Lamy style of nib, but not quite. Quite honestly, it does remind me of a vintage Danny Trio style of pen that I've got here in my drawer. But, so it's got a 14K nib that came with it. Flip it over a little bit so you can see. There we go. So I think I've given you a good view of that. And it is a cartridge converter. And this is a Lamy. It says, even says right on it, Lamy. Alright, that's how it came to me from the seller. So, I did fill this thing with a Diatramentis Robert Louis Stevenson blue ink. So, if you like slender pens, if you like quality pens, this one is long enough to be able to hold, and like I said, it's a little slender, so I deal with pretty much anything. I mean, I have my own personal preferences, sure, just like anybody else. But I can deal with nice slender pens as well. I've got a bunch of slender pens in my drawer, and I still use them. I just haven't had one in a while because they have to be rotated through, because I've got too many to be able to use on a consistent basis. But I do have some in rotation, and some that have been taken out of rotation, cleaned up, put away, stored for a while for the next time they come up into my little rotation. So it is a slip cap or a snap cap, depending upon how you look at it. And like I said, I dig the grooves, the shiny grooves on the outside. It is silver colored. If you like to post pens, it goes fairly nicely there. And it does backweight that pen, unfortunately. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I do like the length of it, though. I can deal with that length very nicely with that pen being posted, but it does backweight that pen just a little bit. So now that you've seen all that, I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to show you some of the statistics on this particular pen, and then I'll be right back with a writing sample. Okay, we're back with a writing sample for the ST DuPont Classique. So, let's go ahead and show you how it writes. ST DuPont. Or DuPont, if you want to Anglicize it. Classique. I'll tell you what, folks, this is a very, very smooth writer. Once I got it, I went ahead and inked it up, and I wrote with it, and it was every bit as smooth as I would expect and demand of a pen with the reputation of ST DuPont. And I'm liking this. This is a very, very smooth, even on regular paper, because I just use regular notepad paper, something like this here, just a ordinary, dinky little desk pad. And it wrote very smoothly on that, and it's writing on this Rhodia dot pad. Good grief, it's buttery smooth. So this pen was circa 1992. At least that's what the card says for when it was sold, was in 1992, and it is French made. Smooth. Like butter. Very, very smooth pen. And like I said, it's got a 14K nib, medium nib. And let's see how she responds. You're not going to get a whole lot of line variation apparently out of it, but that's fine. You know what? There's some people who insist that you've got to have a whole lot of flex and a lot of line variation. Not me, baby. If I got a pen that writes this smooth, I'm using it because it is an incredibly smooth, beautiful pen. And that is why I'm going to be using this particular pen right often, because of the way it writes right there. Right there, folks. This particular pen, sweet. Nice, beautiful writing pen. Like I told you before, though, I did put in a Diatramentis Robert Louis Stevenson blue ink. and I had a nice little sample of that I picked up, I think from Anderson Pens. But anyway, I am digging this, folks. You can see it's a fairly nice wet nib, and I cannot emphasize again how buttery smooth and how sweet. This is one of the better writing pens, I do believe, in my entire collection. When I started writing with this earlier, I was like, wow, this is nice. And actually I was looking forward to doing this video for this very reason. I'm just going to let the pen essentially hold its own weight down without any pressure, and that is nice and smooth. Just a little bit of pressure and it is gliding across this page, leaving a good, wet, nice line, not too fine, not too broad. I can deal with that. Like up here, even though that's seems to be on the broad side of medium, that's actually still pretty good. It's just a pleasure so far since I've gotten this pen and inked it up today. It's been a pleasure thus far to use, and I am impressed. So there you go, my ST DuPont, the first DuPont pen in my collection, and if they all write as well as this. And I can't answer that question yet because I haven't really used any. I've seen them. I've seen them online. I've seen them at pen shows, and been really curious about getting one and hearing about their reputation for quality. I wanted one, but you know, I finally broke down, bought one, found a good price on this, and yes, from Pen Gear Global, I did actually find a good price because I did some shopping. I saw this available. I looked it up. I looked at competitors. I looked at other pens very similar to this, actually the Classique model, in different colors and in different nibs. And I looked at the pricing, and actually they had a pretty good price for it, and I could not complain. So I decided, with as many people who had been putting this on their watch list, I went ahead and bought it from them all before they got to it. So there you go, ST DuPont Classique from 1992. Beautiful looking pen, a pleasure to write with, and I'm looking forward to more from DuPont.